Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. Tonight I'm talking about how to make them regret losing you, okay? A lot of people go through breakups, and there's a lot of broken hearts, and a lot of people still thinking about their exes, and they're saying to themselves, will they ever regret losing me, okay? And then you have people that want revenge on their exes, and that's a whole nother podcast, you guys. But here's the thing. How do you make your ex regret losing you? Well, that all depends on a couple of things. It depends on the relationship that you had with that person, and it depends on why you broke up, how long you were together. Because if you weren't together long, okay, they may not regret losing you because there wasn't enough time and history and emotional bond together to really miss you. But if you've put in enough time with your ex, you've put in at least a year, okay? And you've gotten to know somebody and you guys break up and you feel like, they lost the best thing. The way you handle it, you guys, is when you break up with somebody, right? The best way to make somebody regret losing you is, let's say that they want to break up with you. Let's say that they say, things aren't working out. I think we need to take a break. Taking a break is another way of, basically breaking up with you, only keeping you on the side if they don't find something better. But let's say that they say they want to break up with you and everything like that, right? The way you handle it is to not get upset, not show a lot of emotion, because here's the thing. You don't want to beg somebody to stay with you. That is the worst thing in the world that you can do. You don't want somebody who doesn't want you, okay? So you never, ever are going to say, why? Why do you want to break up? Or why do you want to take a break? Why? I thought everything was going great. Why? Now you're begging. And now you're making yourself look desperate. That is the worst thing that you could do in the world. If somebody comes to you and tells you, I just need some space, or this is like the nice way of saying, they kind of want to break up, is they'll say, right now I have a lot going on, I'm busy at work and everything like that. Maybe in time we can get together, or I don't really have the time for this, or whatever. Whatever their excuse is, because they're going to come up with a bunch of excuses, all right? You're not going to sit there and you're not going to argue it with them, okay? Because if that's their mindset, you're not going to change them. This is the decision that they've made. And the reason that they're making this decision is because they feel that you are not that important to them. Okay? Point blank. You are not that important to them. I don't care what could be going on in their life, okay? I don't care if there's a rocket ship that hits next to their house. If you're important to them, they are going to want to keep you around, okay? So, number one rule is you don't sit there and argue and beg somebody to stay with you, okay? Number two, you don't sit there and you don't curse them out. You don't call them every name in the book and say, well, you're a piece of garbage and your sex sucked and everything else. You don't do that either, okay? We're talking about how to make them regret losing you. The ultimate way to make somebody feel the loss of you. If you start getting angry because somebody wants to break up with you, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, ugh, I'm glad I'm breaking up with you. I don't want to be with that bitch, okay? I'm doing the right thing here. But if you stay cool, if you stay calm, okay, you are showing them that you are above them, okay? That if they're coming to you and they're saying to you, I don't think things are really working out, maybe in the future, the way you handle it is you stay very classy, okay? You kill them with class because they're not going to find that everywhere. So the way you handle it is, I don't care what they've done to you, what they haven't done to you. I don't care if you've done everything in the world for this person and now they're looking to break up with you. If you want to make that person regret losing you, when they tell you that they don't want to be with you anymore, you handle it very classy. And the way you do it is you basically just say, well, if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel, okay? You don't beg them, okay? And you don't get nasty with them. You just say, well, that's fine, that's fine, and, whatever. You don't sit there and you don't say, well, have a nice life, okay? Because that just makes you sound so petty and everything like that. But if you're cool and you don't say much, all right? I'm telling you, sometimes the less you say, the more powerful the message. Because you're showing them that they're not getting a reaction out of you. Because even if they're breaking up with you, and even if they're not all into you, their ego, they want to know that you're still sweating them. And if you sit there and you start screaming at them, or you start arguing with them, or anything like that, or you get emotional, or you start crying, you are feeding into that person's ego, the person that has turned you and discarded you, okay? So the last thing you want to do is show any kind of emotion, okay? You want to just be indifferent, as if to say, okay, that's fine, okay. Now, the next thing that you do to make somebody regret losing you, okay? The next thing you do is you block that person every which way you can. You block them on social media. You block them on your phone. You make sure that your friends don't discuss anything if you have common friends with them. So you don't have this back and forth, where they could be going to your friends and saying, what's going on with them? Are they okay? You don't want that person to know anything that's going on with you, okay? You want them to wonder how you are. You're not going to sit there. This person walked away from you. So you're not going to sit there and you're not going to have your friends go communicate with them, or you're not going to keep them on your social media and try to brag that you're out partying or brag, you're dating all these different, they're not important. This is the thing. They're not important. The way you have to look at this in your mind is, this person discarded you, okay? They are nothing. They are nothing, and you don't need that person in your life, okay? And the only way you're going to heal from that is to not see their name pop up. Because if you know that there's still that opportunity of their name popping up on your phone, you're not going to be able to heal, okay? You'd be surprised how the block button, you may feel that, after you hit the block button, but within time, you're going to get used to it, and new things are going to happen, and you're not going to be sitting there staring at your phone every 2 minutes like, are they coming back? Are they coming back? And the other thing too, you guys, is, let's say you didn't block them and they come back in a few months. Do you really want somebody who didn't think high enough of you to keep you around, that they thought there could be something better for them, that there was something about you that they weren't 100% sold on, so they wanted to see what else is out there? Do you think it's going to get better if you go back with them? No, okay? So what happens is, a lot of people, they end up taking back their exes, and they're good for a little while, and then they decide, you know what? They want to take another break. And then the same pattern. That's why you see people that have broken up like 5 times in a couple of years because of this pattern. And you're always around and you're always taking this person back. That is the biggest mistake of your life, to do that, okay? In these kind of situations where somebody has, discarded you, okay? Now, somebody will regret losing you. It all depends on the relationship that you guys had. Now, if you had a very toxic, volatile relationship, let's just say, right? Let's say you were arguing over everything. And let's say that you were dealing with a narcissist. You were dealing with a very self-absorbed person. Somebody who could never take accountability. Somebody who never had empathy. And anytime there was a problem, you were the one who took the blame for it. And let's say that you sat there and you tried to talk to this person many times till you were blue in the face and you never got anywhere. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, a person like that is not going to feel a loss of you. They're going to feel a loss of a situation. And that all depends on what goes on in their life. If they break up with you, and let's say they're a narcissist. We'll just use that as an example, okay? They're very self-absorbed. It's all about them. And they find what we call a new supply, somebody new who doesn't know what they're all about. Now your ex, the narcissist, is now talking to this new person, and this new person probably thinks they're the greatest thing on earth because the narcissist is love bombing them. Your ex is love bombing the new person in their life. Now, that may go okay for a while till that new person starts to see what they really are, which is a narcissistic, selfish person that doesn't know how to be in a relationship and doesn't know how to compromise and doesn't know how to work with somebody. So what happens is your ex, who's now in this new relationship with somebody, it's great in the beginning for them, and then all of a sudden it starts to fall apart. Now what do you think is going to happen? Now your ex is going to come back, okay? And they're going to regret you in their life. But the thing that you have to remember, and especially when you're dealing with a narcissist, okay, is that these people don't know how to love. So they're not coming back because they were so in love with you. They could be coming back because their new relationship didn't work out. They could be coming back because they enjoyed being in a relationship and putting you down. They could be coming back because they need to get their ego fed again, and you were there. So, somebody like that is not somebody that you could look at, as regret. A lot of narcissists, they don't regret losing somebody. That's why they always say, you can't win with a narcissist. The only way you win with a narcissist is to not deal with them. That is a toxic person. And you know how you deal with toxic people? You don't deal with them, okay? Because you can't win with a toxic person. Because a toxic person doesn't have an open mind. A toxic person is not listening when you're talking. A toxic person is going to put you down in every way and judge you. A toxic person is going to flip the blame on you and blame you every time and will never, ever admit that they're wrong, okay? So if you're dealing with somebody like that and you broke up with somebody like that, don't even worry about whether they regret losing you, okay? Be thankful that you got rid of them and you're able to now have a healthy relationship and not deal with somebody who's going to fight with you, argue with you, and always make it your fault and blame you, because that's the way your relationship will be forever, okay? Until this person has really grown and sees that, they're at fault. So the thing is, when we talk about somebody who's just a typical person that you have, broken up with and you want them to regret losing you, the way you do that is you do the no contact, and then you get into yourself. You work on yourself, and then you branch out and you talk to other people, because the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody, okay? And that is very true, as long as you're getting under the right person. See, what happens is a lot of people, they start talking to somebody else and they don't really like that person, or they keep comparing them to their exes, and it makes them miss their ex even more. So the point is, when I say get under somebody, what I'm trying to say is you make yourself open to meeting other people, talking to other people. Nobody's saying rush into another relationship, because you don't just jump from one to the other. You have to build up your own strength. You have to heal. You have to come into your own. You have to be your own person, okay? You have to be the kind of person that can stand on your own 2 feet, that you're not dependent on anybody else, because there are no guarantees in life. Believe me when I tell you. That is facts, you guys. There are people that are in long-term relationships that end up getting divorced. There are people that, you thought they would never get divorced, end up getting divorced, okay? So you just don't know in life. Things happen, circumstances happen in life, and the world can turn, and you could be on your own one day. So that's why I always tell you, you want to be, strong within yourself, that today or tomorrow your relationship doesn't work out, you're going to be okay. Okay? And you want to do it for you, because here's the thing, you guys. You shouldn't even be worried about making your ex regret losing you. Okay? Because your ex is not important. You are important, not your ex. Okay? That person, the minute that they broke up with you, or the minute that they walked away from you, now you need to put them in the 0 box, okay? Now they are nothing. They are nothing to you, okay? And why are they nothing to you? Because you're a high-value person that deserves better and is not going to put up with that, okay? So remember this when I tell you. And it takes a lot of people to learn this, because the thing is this, you guys, knowledge is power. And for many years, I used to deal with people, and I didn't recognize that these people were toxic. I always thought that the problem was me. I always thought that, I was doing something wrong, okay? Until I educated myself on certain things and learned about humans and how humans react. And I learned about relationships, and I was able to spot this toxic behavior. And then I understood why things didn't work out. I understood why my relationships didn't work out, because I was dealing with a lot of people that were very toxic. But at the time, I didn't recognize it. I didn't understand what was a toxic person. So I'm trying to explain to you guys, you got to understand all these things, because once you're able to spot it, once you're able to say, that person is gaslighting me, or that person is stonewalling and walking out on me, or that person is giving me the silent treatment and refusing to communicate with me, okay? That's when you know you're dealing with a toxic person. And you know what? You don't deal with them. You disengage from toxic people, okay? You disengage with toxic people, because if you're an open person that is really trying in the relationship and you're trying to communicate with somebody, and this person does not have communication skills, or just thinks they're better than you, that they don't have to communicate to you, or they just want to put you down on your knees by walking out on you in the middle of you trying to explain yourself, okay? Well, then you know what? They don't need to be in your presence, okay? And you don't need to sit there and plea your case to them, because they are not worth your time. They need to be able to communicate, okay? And if they can't communicate with you, you are not going to be able to be in a relationship where you are able to work out problems, okay? You remember that. It's very, very important. And the most important thing, you guys, is to be able to recognize what type of person you are dealing with, okay? And a lot of people that are heartbroken, that, they broke up in relationships, whether they had to leave somebody because somebody was treating them lousy or treating them like crap or anything like that, right? Or maybe that person left you for somebody else, or they just left you and they didn't give you a reason, or they gave you some nonsense reason or whatever it was, okay? The bottom line is this. A lot of people are heartbroken. You know why they're heartbroken? Because they don't see that person for who they truly are, okay? They don't see that person for who they are. Because, the more knowledge you have, the more you educate yourself, the more you're able to recognize things, the more you will understand, and the less the pain will be, the less the heartbreak will be, because you will realize that you are not the problem. You have tried. You have tried to communicate. You have tried to work things out with this person, and this person is unbendable. Unbendable, okay? So you know what you do? You don't deal with it, okay? You don't deal with it. You deal with somebody else, okay? There's plenty and millions and millions and millions of people in this world that are open to communicate, that have a warm, loving heart that you deserve. Okay? Never limit yourself to somebody that is treating you beneath the way you should be treated. Okay? I need to bring this all out. Okay? Because the point is, you shouldn't be worried about whether your ex misses you. The other thing is, if you're sitting there worrying about if your ex regrets losing you, a lot of times you're feeling that way because you don't have anything else going on right now. Maybe because we have the quarantine going on, there's not a lot of activity. A lot of people are homebound. A lot of people are thinking about their exes and wondering and, or do they regret losing me and everything? It's because you don't have anything going on. So understand why you feel this way. Once things start rolling again, once everything starts moving again, and it will, okay? Once things start picking up again, you're going to be more active. You're going to be more active in the outside world, and you're going to get it. This is if you, apply yourself and you really try to meet people in your everyday life, no matter where, and networking through friends and telling people, you're open to meeting someone. You guys, the best way to meet somebody is through friends or through somebody. So set the word out to all your feelers that you're looking to meet somebody nice, okay? That's the best way, all right? Forget those dating apps. Believe me when I tell you, all right? But the thing is this. You feel that way because, do they regret losing me? Because you probably are having a low time in your life right now. So now you're thinking back to the past. Now, there's nothing wrong with occasionally thinking about the past, but you don't want to obsess about it because you're not going backward, you're going forward. You have to think about all the other positive things in your life. So if the relationship aspect is not really doing it right now, then focus in on the other positive things in your life. Your work, your family, your children, a project, helping people. You would be surprised by how much joy you get out of helping somebody that needs help. Whether it's, giving your time to somebody or helping somebody or tutoring somebody or helping people that are less fortunate, you would be surprised the personal satisfaction and the healing that you will receive from doing something like that. It really does heal you, you guys, when you help other people, okay? But for this podcast about talking about the best way to show your ex, and make them regret losing you, the best thing you can do is live your best life. Live your best life. And if that person really regrets losing you, they're going to pop up back in your life. But you know what usually happens? What happens is if you're really doing everything you can do for yourself and you value yourself, you really value yourself, okay? You've come into your own and you value yourself. When this person comes back and somehow contacts you. They'll try to contact you through another number or maybe through some other friend, okay? That's how in a lot of cases, they could be coming back, for a lot of different reasons. It could be because of their ego too. It doesn't necessarily mean because they were all in love with you. You got to look at the circumstances there. But when and if they ever do get in touch with you, the best way you can make somebody regret losing you is to just show them that you don't care, okay? That you're not concerned with what they're doing or what's going on in their life, that they could sit there and talk and say, yeah, I got this going on and I got that. And you could just be like, okay, that's great. I really have to go now, okay? And believe me, that will be a knife right through their heart because now they see somebody that has their own way, that is not sitting there, laying on, waving every word and being like receptive to them. You're showing them that, you know what? You're good. You're good, okay? You're good. And you know what? You don't care. You don't have anger. You don't have sadness. You just don't care because you got your own thing going and you got your own life going. And that's the way you gotta be. I hope that helps you. And if it did, please hit the subscribe button and share and have a great night. Audible is offering listeners a 30-day trial. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free 30-day trial. You get to select any book that you want on there and listen to it. They have books on there about breadcrumbing, love bombing, why did they lose interest, dating, relationship, any kind of book you're interested in and want to learn about, okay? You could listen to it in your car or if you're on the bus or the train. So go to my podcast description for the link at tinyurl.com/ask Yaz now and start your free trial.